Hello, I'm Lauren Albandian. I am the owner and coordinator of NORWAC, the Northwest Astrological Conference. That conference is going virtual this year, and we're scheduled for May 27 through 31. You can find more information at norwac.net. We've been in existence for 37 years, and these last 2 years, of course, have had to be virtual, but maybe in 2022, fingers crossed, we'll get back to our in-person conference because that's what we're really about. So today I'm with Stormie Grace. Hello, Stormie. Good to see
Hi.
you. And so Stormie's about to do in May, she's going to be doing her first lecture for NORWAC, and we're excited to have her. And so let me tell you a little bit about Stormie. She's a practicing astrologer at Stormie Grace Astrology and houses her own show on YouTube, Producing Learning, which is weekly, monthly, and yearly content. She is practicing in Colorado and around the globe since 2014. Holding a doctorate of business enables her to apply those skills to business and mundane astrology, as well as personal chart work. She specializes in teaching groups, one-on-one sessions, and personal readings. She's a member of OPA, AFAN, ESAR, NCGR, and AYA. If you don't know what those are the major groups in the astrological world. OPA is the Organization for Professional Astrologers. AFAN, anyway, check them out. AFAN, ESAR, NCGR, and AYA. She's a contributor to astrologyhub.com, Midheaven Magazine, and a faculty member for the Portland School of Astrology. Again, welcome. Thanks, Stormie.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so funny. I know how mercurial I am. And then when I hear it back, I'm like, oh, it's true. It's true.
So on Saturday of the conference, which is May 29th at 4:30 Pacific time, now, wherever you are in the world, you can join the virtual conference, and we will have the availability for those who register for any part of the conference. You will have at least 2 weeks to view all the videos of the content you've purchased. So if you've registered for only Saturday, you will have 2 weeks to watch the videos of all the lectures on Saturday. And if you are in a part of the world where 4:30 in the afternoon Pacific time is in the middle of the night when you're sleeping, you can always again register and watch those at your leisure. Stormie is doing a lecture called Astrology and Social Media.
It's just like that too. I don't know how many times I see people and they're like, oh, social media. And I'm like, no. It can be better. I promise it can be better.
Tell me how it can be better. It's a little messy.
It can be a little bit messy, but I mean, social media and what's out there and what's available, I think is really critical in the astrologer's toolkit at this particular time, because it's almost as if you're not in the social conversation at this point. You're really missing opportunities to not only grow, but also inform your practice. So my lecture is going to be a little bit about what's out there, but how to use it and apply it in your business in a way that can make it really strong and really a strong tool instead of this like social dilemma that is out there and available.
Right. It just feels overwhelming. I mean, there are so many social media applications. It always seems like there's more being added, and you having a busy practice, teaching. There are those who write as well for magazines, even online magazines. I mean, how does one even begin to keep up with what's going on out there? Are you going to talk about how you keep up, how you find some functional way of managing all of that without being overwhelmed?
Absolutely. I am going to not only talk about that and how to get pretty immediately in alignment, or get your practice in alignment with where do you even need to be a part of when you're out there? Because when you are kind of clear in your business plan, this really helps to eliminate the places that you would do well to show up in. So I'm going to show you how to not only get in alignment with that and some tips and tricks on how to create that business plan so that you can see where you can take the out of the social media portions, Then also within a few of the particular social spaces, I'm going to show you how to triangulate those things so that you can take one thing, one piece of your work, and let it work really hard for you. Let that thing get a lot of traction and mileage off of it so that you are always in all of the places that you need to be without always having to be in all the places that you need to be. And it's a wonderful thing to be able to automate things, but also have it be very true and very genuine. So I'm looking forward to showing you. And the other portion of it that's like at the end of my talk that I think is really important is letting people see how to let their time make sense for them financially and what you
Right.
can be doing by doing less social mediaing as long as it's in alignment with what your business has got going on. So it's a fun talk. It kind of slims some things down. I thought, what a way to bring this to astrologers and like trim the fat a little on what's going out there in the social realms.
Because there is so much. I feel like it's like a rabbit hole that you can fall into and end up taking up so much time doing it. So I really like this thought of being able to streamline. I'm a Capricorn, save time, save energy, be efficient. So that's what you're talking about, right?
Those are the things I'm talking about. And also, while you're doing all of the beautiful, earthy, practical things, be able to have the freedom to enjoy the practice that you're participating in, because that is the biggest thing. I think we can suffer from extreme burnout. And then we
Yes.
don't even love this life giving practice that we have to offer anymore. So, getting it tidied up a little bit is very Saturnian, I know, but also figuring out how to be social, I think is a great use also of just the transit we're under with Saturn and Aquarius. So it's a lovely way to learn to use the things around you responsibly and also still love what you do.
I think that I like that. Use it responsibly. I mean, again, you're speaking to a Capricorn, so those are words that I resonate with. So, right. I just, yeah, I think that, as I watch, and I think that where I find my difficulty is watching people who are consumers of social media and they're always on their screen, right? And so being a provider in social media without having to be always in it. And that's what I hear you're saying, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, I think one of the things that happens is we feel obligated to be everywhere and it kicks in the fear in each
Yes.
of us. And then I start acting fearfully in public. And that is a perfect setup for a problem really quickly. I mean, I know practicing astrologers who lose sleep over social media. And that's not necessary, but it is necessary to learn how to best use it, how to put out your best content, how to not get yourself caught up in a whole bunch of controversy because you responded fearfully to something. Instead, knowing exactly what is your lane, how to stay in that lane, and then how to do that the best. That's delicious content. We're stewards of the social media we've been handed. So we have to steward it in a really smart way, in a
Yeah.
really useful way. So it's doable. I promise it's doable.
So I have another question for you. If this kind, I know you will only have an hour and 15 minutes. Will you be giving tips on etiquette in terms of how to show up on social media and how to possibly avoid some of the controversy that can swirl around astrologers for making a misstep, whatever it might be? Will you be talking about potential missteps?
I will be touching on it minorly because
Okay.
I want to focus on what it is, first of all, because that
Okay.
is the thing that I find people are the most intimidated about, is
Yeah.
not understanding what these specific platforms are and what they can do for the practice. So I found that people were just so much more intimidated even trying to get there
Yes.
than the actual etiquette. But trust me, that could be 3 whole other lectures about
Yes.
how to have some online etiquette, but I'll be giving you more of what it is, what it can do for your practice, and if
Okay.
it's in
Yes.
alignment for you. And I'm sure somewhere in there, I always have like a story or an anecdote. So God only knows what rabbit holes we're going to, my friends. But I will have a PowerPoint slide to keep us on track.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Stormie. I appreciate you taking the time to sit with me today and tell us a bit more about your lecture. We look forward to